Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
We'd like to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion, Barnett, your host. We here each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on Knon 89.3 FM, the voice of the people. We're in the midst of our fall pledge drive, and we need you to call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Give us a call. Give us a call. We need your tax-deductible pledges. 972-647-1893. Got so much going on, so much. Wow. This past Tuesday. There were some surprises. There were some things that happened. There were some things that we predicted would happen. There are some things that didn't surprise me because certain people ran certain campaigns in a certain way that was detrimental to their re-election. Basically, the election of a governor, that didn't surprise me at all because I felt like the candidate that ran against him ran some ads that were really sort of, they weren't good. They were condescending to African-American people. Very. And I'll talk more about that. Our district attorney ran a very, very dumb campaign. I just admit it. He ran a dumb campaign. He didn't do what was needed to be done in order for him to win that race. We got a lot of other things, but y'all bear with me a second. Those who are calling, he's taking, think he's taking some pledges, but bear with me. Just hang on the line. Those who are calling and not getting in line. But let me make this announcement. Harvest Celebration. The Shekinah Gospel Bible Fellowship Church family would like to invite you to join us in our family and friend day program, which will be held on Sunday, November 23rd. That's 11 a.m. or 3 p.m. The location of the church is 205 Lake Drive in Garland. Our guest speaker will be at 3 p.m. will be Pastor R. Jones of the Christ Triumphant Church. All right. He said, we are looking forward to worshiping with us. All right. And the pastor is Bishop H.L. Knight. Bishop H.L. Knight. And you can reach him at 214-477-8059. 214-477-8059. And also great, dinner will be served. Dinner will be served. All righty. 972-647-1893. That's to make your tax-deductible pledge, and that's also to talk to me also. 972-647-1893 if you want to talk to me and if you want to make your pledge. Let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Joe. All righty. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Can you believe how that turnout at the polls did on this weekend?
Well, cut your radio down because I'm getting feedback.
Yeah.
African Americans turned out pretty strong, fairly strong. The problem is all across America, whites went with the Republicans, strong. They normally would go 38 to 40% Democrat. They were down around 29, 30% Democrat and rest Republican. So that's what did a lot of it in, and also some of our candidates ran some very shabby races, very shabby races. They didn't do well. And really, you take Craig Watkins. That was the best. If you noticed, in Craig, I didn't tell you all this the whole time. I tried to invite Craig on a couple of times. The people that was handling this campaign was saying, we'll get back with you. They didn't know they were too dumb to understand. I go to the heart of the people. His vote. I go directly to the heart of his base. And he lost the thing only about 3,000 votes. In my opinion, he gave it away. He flat gave it away. So you run some dumb campaigns. Ms. Hogg tried to get on my program. I invited her on for last Saturday, but I guess she changed her mind at the last minute because I think did a poll that showed that she was about a point or two ahead. So she didn't want to tamper with that. But when, excuse me. Hello. Hello.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. We need some tax-deductible pledges coming in. We need those pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. Come on. We need those pledges coming. We need them coming. 972-647-1893. Now, there are a lot of things to even discuss, a lot of things to talk about. On the national scene, President Obama now will have a Republican Senate as well as a Republican House of Representatives. Well, he says he's going to give an executive order for comprehensive immigration. Is he taking a chance there? Will the Republicans impeach him if he do that? Should he do that? Let me ask you. Should he, knowing that the Republicans are not going to work with him, but the Republicans still got 40% of the Hispanic vote. They still get up for about 40%. So, should he stick his neck out there? Should he do it? Should he pass over? What about that? What about that situation? Would you, if you were president, would you do it when you ought to be getting at least 85% of the Hispanic vote? Because they know that the Republicans are not going to help them. They're not going to help them. My God, no, they're not going to help them. But the president will. But he doesn't poll hardly any higher than 55. Sometimes he polled 60, just a little above. But what about that? Would you stick your neck out there? I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the president is not impeached. With a Republican Senate, that's all you need, is a Republican Senate. And given the executive order, they'll make a stink about it. They'll paralyze his administration. They're going to paralyze anything he's going to do. If you think those first 4 years were tough, with a Republican House of Representatives and a Republican Senate, it's going to be really rough now. John Boehner, Mitch McConnell, they say they're going to work with him. Yeah. Don't hold your breath until they start working with him. Don't hold your breath. If they didn't work with him when he had the Senate and they had the House, they walked in lockstep and against everything he ever proposed. And definitely, the White House has done a terrible job of emphasizing the accomplishments of President Obama. They have done a terrible job. They haven't talked about all the great things that health care bill has in it. It has in it there where if you turned 23 years old, still in college, and a lot of young people are still in college, 23, 24, even 25 years old. You can still stay on your parents' insurance. That's phenomenal. You can go in and get a health checkup now. Before now, if you got sick, yes, you had a county hospital, Parkland, but you couldn't go out there and go through emergency and stand there and tell them folk, you coming for a health checkup? No. And many times people die because whatever is wrong with them, they find out too late because they don't have insurance to get a health checkup. Think about it, people. Think about it. Oh, there are so many other things. He got Bin Laden. Oh, Lord, he got Bin Laden. Yes, he did so many things. He's done so many marvelous things that the White House just don't push. They are allowed the Republicans to keep snapping at him and hatcheting him and doing everything until they've convinced enough people that he has not done a good job. Have we forgotten how our economy had tanked in 2008? Have we forgotten that? The biggest banks there are were folding. The whole country was about to go under. This man saved America. This man saved the world economy. And all of these things, these accomplishments he did with a whole branch of the government working basically against him. Come on now. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. We need some pledges coming in. I need some pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. Where are we going with the Bernadette Nuttall situation? What's happening there? Will she be triumphant and against this general superintendent that we have, who had her excluded or packed out or thrown out of Dade Middle School there on Grand in South Dallas, which she represents? Will she be triumphant? Will the rest of the board, PAC-FAIR, knowing full well, I guess he could do that to any of them if he showed up at one of the schools that the people had voted for you to represent? Why would they not work with her on this? This fella can do this to anybody. 972-647-1893. What is it about that board? What is it about that board? We got a group of people that walk in lockstep together in that board. Whites and Hispanics walk together against the blacks on that board. They have for years. What is it about it? What's going on? What's going on with this situation? Why? When there's enough money, there's enough time, there's enough everything for everybody to have a good school. It's time. It's time that we quit. So we need to walk together, people. Quit fighting one another. 972-647-1893. All right, let's go to line 4. Let's start. Good morning, Blackhawk.
Yes, well, Barnett, I guess you know we lost Pop 8. Mike Rogers didn't take over the school, so I don't know what we're going to do now, man. I look like the public's going to dominate the Texas politicians. Now, we lost Craig Watkins, so I don't know. You preaching today. I know what you said about the school. We need to start walking together.
Well, to me, Craig did not run an efficient campaign like he should have. Every Democrat on the ticket won except him.
Yeah, I know.
I know he had some problems. They had some problems with the car and different things. But Craig didn't start wanting to go really deep into the black community to get the black vote until the very end, when he had those men coming on that he had exonerated. Those things should have been done earlier in the campaign.
Yeah.
And I was saying that the whole time. I was telling these people, but they didn't want to listen. I knew that North Dallas, the white women were going to vote for Susan Hall. Republican white men was going to vote for Susan Hawk. Democratic white women was going to vote for Susan Hawk. You have to understand, people, Craig had run Heath Harris against Darlene Ewing. That made the Democrats angry. They were angry about this. And this was a payback. You have to understand, when you pull certain things are going to pull back on you. So he should have ran hard, strong, deeply into the African-American community. He could have gotten easily more than 3,000 more votes out of our community.
Well, let me say this. 2 million were found innocent just last week or week before last. Came the preacher South Dallas, the DNA, it was dominating them. That was Craig Walker's name, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm a goddamn Democrat. And Willie Brown out of California, first back in San Francisco, is my uncle from Minneapolis, Texas, went to the same college, Texas College. So I don't know about Texas, man. Maybe I just try to go back to Africa. Like a quit trying to send me back to Africa. So maybe I just pack up and leave there.
All right. That may not be all bad. All righty?
Church tomorrow, okay?
Okay, then. All right, 972-647-1893. And please turn your radios down. Please turn your radio down when you're talking. We can't understand. You can't hear you, and it's a lot of tough feedback come through our headsets when those when your radio is on. 972-647-1893. We'd like to thank Mr. Marcus Smith for his tax-deductible pledge. Mr. Lloyd, what is that? Pryor? All right. Mr. Lloyd Pryor, thank you, sir, for your tax-deductible pledge. Thank you. And you can make your pledge, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. We're looking through some other things here that we want to bring forth. Now, what do you think? The governor's race. Do you think that she ran an efficient campaign? Do you think she ran a campaign that really excited people? I had thought about it. I thought about calling her a campaign. She was running it directly toward a group that don't vote. She ran it toward young people. She wasted a lot of time with the commercial young lady owned that was in college and had become president of the class, had 2 children, and had become president of the class. African Americans vote heavily, Americans, period, from 45 up. She should have ran it that directly. Make promises to the black middle class that they would have business opportunities, job opportunities. She never ran an exciting campaign. And another thing, African Americans, believe it or not, are far more conservative than white Americans. African Americans do not go in huge numbers for abortions. Believe it or not, they don't. I've talked to a lot of African American women. They are not pro-abortion. They're not. They're not pro-life. It's a lot of things. So she made some mistakes. Maybe she'll come back and run again. I don't know. Tell you what, I'm up against a short break. Those are on the line. Just hang on the line. I'll come back and take your calls. 972-647-1893. I'll be right back. All right. We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. You can reach me at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. You can make your pledge and reach me at that number, 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Barbara. All righty? Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Listen, I enjoy your program, and I hope it stays on forever. But I want to make 2 comments.
Uh-huh.
Number one, there was a caller last Saturday that called you and were talking about the ID cards and the voting registration. and they need to match, and everybody needs to have an ID.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask him, when he calls your show, not to call you Marion. You've earned the respect to be called Pastor Barnett or Mr. Barnett. That's number one. Number two, now, you may not mind, but I do, because I feel like you've earned that respect to be called that. The Bible says, give respect to whom respect is due. Mm-hmm. And I think you are due very much respect. Number two, right now I am pledging to another organization, but as soon as I finish paying off that pledge, I'm going to start pledging to your show every month. Because the way that we can eradicate some of all of this ignorance is by supporting you and everybody that's listening out there right now, including myself. I pledged 2 times. The way that we can help you right now is to call in, just like we're listening and talking.
Right.
We need as a black community, we need to pledge. Everybody in this community needs to pledge to keep this program on, because I'm telling you, you have an open forum. Anybody you let anybody call to talk and get their griefs out and their gripes out. So I'm challenging the black community. We need to pledge, everybody that's listening to this program right now, we need to pledge to keep this program on, because I've never heard another program like this. You put your neck on the line so we can vent our griefs. So I think we need to support you, and I'm going to be the first one in line as soon as I pay off this other pledge to pledge to you every month, because I think you are doing a great job, and we need to get behind you. So everybody out there, I challenge you, go ahead and pledge and call him and let this man stay on the radio. Because I'm telling you, if we lose his voice, we're going to lose a great thing, and you don't know what you got until you lose it. So I challenge you, let's call in to pledge just like we called in to gripe. Okay, that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you.
I hope your show stays on forever.
All right.
And keep on doing the good job that you're doing. But black people, we have got to support this man. I don't care what color you are. If you believe in truth, support Reverend Barnett, please.
All righty. Thank you for your call.
And I thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you. All righty. Thank you for that call. This is Lloyd Bryan. Yeah, made a pledge. Lloyd Bryan. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your bread. The call she was referring to on last week, that call was a plant. Never heard him before. You probably won't hear from him again until next election. That was a plan in order to try to have certain candidates and certain issues. They will plant on certain stations, but it backfired. You really got riled up after he made the call. But no, I'm ready for those type of calls. And in fact, I enjoy those type of calls that let you know what's out there, who's out there, what's still going on in the minds of people that smile in your face. They let you know how they really feel when they call in on these phones because and talk on this radio, because you can't see them. You don't know who they are. But if you've seen some of those people, you would be surprised. So that's that. But basically, we have to allow everybody to talk in order. This is community radio, and it's a type of forum where everybody should have an idea, because we are supported by you. My show is supported by you. I don't get any grants from the government or anybody else. All the grants I get is from y'all, the people. Y'all grant me the opportunity to stay on the air. And that's why we call. That's why we call. That's why we keep calling. 972-647-1893 for you to make your tax-deductible pledge. Now, see, you can deduct this from your taxes. It's really the type of gift that you can write off. In other words, you were going to pay that money to Uncle Sam. We ask you to pay it to us. And Uncle Sam will write it off. Say you paid your fair share amount of taxes. So call us at 972-647-1893. You got so many perks. You got so many perks. I hate to go on like this and not take your calls, but we have to raise money. 972-647-1893. You get a Sunday brunch, November the 30th, a Sunday brunch at the House of Blues at 2200 North Lamar. This is a Kirk Franklin gospel brunch. Includes a buffet, live gospel show, non-alcoholic beverage. This is for at 11 a.m. and that's for a $70 pledge. Just a $70 pledge. You get a pair of tickets and a T-shirt. You're all righty. So all you have to do is $70 pledge. We have some tickets for you. We got so many other pledges. This is just dozens upon dozens of pledges here. Perks that come with your pledges: backpacks, caps, glasses, and different things like that. I could just go on and on and take the whole show to read you this whole list of pledges, perks you get for your pledges. Some of you just pledge and never ask for anything. That's great. You enjoy the show. But others who, if you want to enjoy the show and get a perk, you can do it. You can do it. They got it all here. So many things to do. So 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We're talking about Miss Bernadette Nuttall being removed from Dade Middle School. And we think, now he's the general superintendent, I admit that, and was holding a staff meeting. But at the same time, if people from her district and other people came to ask her to see what was going on, she deserved the right, in my opinion, to know what was going on. She met him, I think they said she was leaving, coming down the hall, and he ordered her out of the building. Well, actually, the board is his boss. They hired him. They could fire him. For an action like this, they should fire him. He should. You don't do that. You don't, he could have explained to her and everything, and I don't know why he wouldn't want her in the meeting. You changed the two top administrators and fired 10 teachers all at once. What was it to hide? What was going on? What was happening with that? Why is it you did not want her to be a part of it, know what's going on? I realize there's a difference between staff and administration and different things like that, but to have her thrown out of a building in the district which the people there voted her in, not him, to represent that particular school, the people wanted to know what was going on. What do you think about that? What's going on? What's going on with our educational system? And I tell you what, this election is over with. We still have something facing us. The devil has not gone away. Home rule. Home rule. That also is facing us. That's facing us like I don't know what. It's facing us. It's there. It's there. It is coming back after it hadn't gone anywhere. They just couldn't, they didn't garner enough signatures enough to get it on this past ballot. And I'm sort of glad they didn't, with the way this, they call conservative trend came in this past election. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we stay on top of this home rule situation. You've got African Americans that live here in Dallas. It's pushing this also. They're pushing it behind the scenes. They're pushing it under auspices. I haven't made my mind up. Oh, yes, you have. The way I was in a forum with with Dwayne Caraway and some of the others, where they were talking, I haven't made my mind up, but they were sure pushing it hard. What is it? What's going on? Do you not want to control your own school district? Do you want somebody else to own the district and run it and use your tax dollars? This is coming up, 2015. It's coming up again. It hasn't gone anywhere. They just couldn't get it this time. They cooled off. And we want to make sure that we stay on top of it. You stay on top of what's going on. We want to make sure of that. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. This home rule stuff. And call us some pledges. We're going to stay on the top of those things. Thank you. You got the lines lighted. But thank you. I have got to talk because I don't want to miss my goal. I have an extremely high goal to reach. And it's in the thousands I have to come up with. So I have got to reach my goals. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Those who are ringing the lines, let them ring. And if the lines will only ring so many times go out, just call right back. Call right back. 972-647-1893. I want to talk to you about a lot of things, but also it's imperative that I raise money. 972-647-1893. Some of you are dropping off because it only will ring so many times. But just keep calling back. He'll get to your call. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We're trying to take these calls, and please be patient with us and call us. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. And we will be talking about certain things. We got to get these pledges in, and we have a lot of money we have to raise. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Thank you. Thank you for those lines are dropping because they were running on this so many times. Yeah, bring them back. There you go. Call right back and start them all over again. I wish we could. We need to get people. Got to do it a whole lot faster. Amen. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We got to get them faster. I don't like sitting here just giving out the number, but I want to talk to you. But we will in just a moment. We need to get all the pledges we can. We need you to call them in. And I thank you. It's beautiful what you're doing. It's beautiful what you're doing because I have to raise a lot of money. Amen. Amen. And you can get me that money. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Yes, there you are. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. We only do this 4 times a year, and we are happy that for your support. Believe me, I'm happy and elated over your support. Yes. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is that number to call. Yeah, if it drops, just call right back. You get it the second time. They'll be through with the other one. Just call right back. There you go. Call right back, and they'll be through with the other one and the other ones, and getting to your call. They are both working. They're both working fast now. They're working fast as they can to get those pledges in. Thank you. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. And we're going to take your calls and make sure you have an opportunity to talk. There you go. But all we ask you to do, once the telephone will automatically drop you after a certain time, just call it right back. Just dial it right back. I tell you what, we might can get a call through now. Let's take Al on line 4. Let's see him. All right. Good morning, Al.
Hey, Reverend Barnett. How you doing?
Fine. You doing all right?
I'm blessed. I went and voted, and I got my family out there, and we voted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still angry, Reverend Barnett, because all the black people, they showed up. But all the Negroes, they stayed at home because there's of a little rain. I would be so glad when we, as a race of people.
Well, some of us melt in the rain, man. Don't you know that?
Yes, sir. But
we get out in the rain, we're gonna melt. So,
and one more thing, Reverend Barnett, the gasoline prices.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know why those prices are dropping. Those prices are dropping because ISIS has taken over Iran's oil fields, and they're selling that oil on the black market.
Right.
And this is why this young president is going to have to send troops back over there. And when all this jump off, Lord help us, that gasoline going to jump to almost $5 a gallon.
It might jump to $5. But I really believe before ISIS give them up, they're going to blow them up.
Yes, sir. This is what's going to happen.
I really believe this. And, see, we're in a lot more trouble than we think we are in that Middle East. And all of those countries, even the Bible speaks of, are lining up with each other on the side the Bible said it would. And these things are just happening. It's a tough time. But I have to understand, President Obama has done a tremendous job.
Yes, he has.
With so much working against him.
Yes, he has.
See, this is a racial thing, man.
It is straight up.
No president in history, none in history. And see, what they want to say is the Negro can't do it. And we don't never need another one there ever again. This is a job for a white man. Yeah. I tell you what, I'm up against the break. Thank you for your call. And those of you on the line, just hang on the line. I promise you, I'll got to take some calls this time. But bear with me. We have to raise money. All right. I'll tell you what, I'll be right back. All right. We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And, I'm here. We're taking your pledges, and we're taking your calls also. 972-647-1893. It will only ring so many times it dropped, but call us right back until you get in. You call right back until you get in. This is a tough time of the year for the talk show because we have pledges coming in and we have calls coming in. And I love taking your calls, and you know I love taking your pledges also. So 972-647-1893. All right, let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Casey. All ready? Good morning, Casey. Line 3. He's on 3.
Good morning, Pastor Barnett. How you doing?
Fine. You doing all right?
Doing good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I wanted to give you a call and just kind of talk about not so much, post-mortem on the election, but how important it is to keep people engaged between elections. We need to make sure people are aware. There's another election that's coming up 6 months from tomorrow. It is the city council and school board elections,
right?
Which really has more direct impact on us than some of these other races. And so we need to begin right now getting people engaged around what the issues are. Not so much the candidates, but if you identify what the issues are and what issues are important, and you begin having conversation around those issues, then the candidates have to develop their agenda on their platform around the issues that you feel are important. So,
but let me ask you something. You'll be running for a council seat. How do you feel? Go on record right now about the takeover in Dallas Independent School District, home rule.
I don't support home rule. I mean, I made that crystal clear in one of the community conversations on education. People were saying that I was, unambiguous, or I was unclear, or I'm against home rule. I think the system that's in place is can be worked if we work it. And if we learn how to effectively, once again, engage community, neighborhoods that are around schools. That's the key, Pastor Barnett. You know it.
Here's what. I saw the schools being destroyed in the southern section, but you have to go back to the early 70s. Our children were doing well, but they came up with this M&M program, from minority to majority, and from majority, well, it was a one-way bus. Our children were going to their schools. They took some of our top students, they took many of our top teachers, and pulled them out of our community.
Right.
And left us with inexperienced white teachers, some of our slower students, and they destroyed our community. At once upon a time, African Americans were scoring higher than whites in DISD. If you go back over 40-something years ago, scored. But they destroyed it, and they've kept it off balance ever since. Many of our best teachers don't teach in our community, and we just having all kind of problems until we rework the system that has been destroyed by administrators years ago. We'll never get anywhere. So
I agree with that. My late father would share that same information with me about how integration of the schools really led to disintegration of our African students' academic performance.
He's right.
So, even though I was an infant, or a newborn, or a toddler around that time, I had a father who made sure that I understood the history and how that was very destructive when the intent.
Right.
When we thought at one point in time the intent was to be effective, it turned out to be destructive.
No, it's very destructive. Very destructive. What happened?
I think at this point in time, since you bring up the schools, I think at this point in time, what Trustee Joyce Foreman is looking to do over in the Carter Field pattern is something worth having a conversation about. She's working diligently to get Atwell reopened within the next year. And so
that's Halsey.
I mean, you're correct. Sorry. Thank you, Pastor.
Don't worry. She's working tirelessly, and we got a bond package going to be coming up. And in that, that's a beautiful building, Halsey. That school should be open. You got a lot of children there that wants to go back to Halsey or go to Halsey for the first time. It makes no sense to have closed that school. So we've got a lot of problems with the administration we have now.
Well, I think this also. I think there is a golden opportunity for the Carter feeder pattern to be a model, effective model of what neighborhood involvement looks like in ISD.
Well, it once was. It once was. See, Halsey and Atwell sent many of his kids to Carter, but you have to understand, Atwell is an academy. I hate to tell y'all, but Skyline, you see how dominant they are in football? That's Carter's team. Those kids come from Oak Cliff. DeSoto got them. Cedar Hill have them. Our kids have been. This man had destroyed. He's all but destroyed Carter High School. I'm just put it on out there and tell y'all and let y'all know what's going on. I serve at Joyce's pleasure on the future facilities committee, and we're discussing this, and I'm letting them know. Ms. Foreman wants Halsey open. I want it open, and before we go anywhere, they're gonna have to reopen Halsey Middle School.
I agree, and there is a very strong community groundswell of support. I don't know if you made the meeting that Trustee Foreman had over at Carter.
No, Trustee Foreman's emails. Marion Jr. She got our emails mixed up, and she emailed him. I didn't know, I didn't get it, but I'll be there from now on.
I wasn't able to make it. I wanted to be there, but I had representatives there. I was informed that there were between 50 and 80 people.
Good.
And it made a very strong impression on the superintendent and then also Miss Johnson, who is over high school redesign, and because what they're looking to do in Carter, and you probably already know this is they're looking to implement, with these endorsements that are state mandated, they're looking to implement programs in Carter that are going to attract the best and the brightest to come and attend Carter, which will lead to families wanting to move into the area because the school and the feeder pattern schools will be so attractive. And I think that's going to work very, very well.
Yeah, you're gonna need different programs out there to rebuild that school. That school used to be not only the pride of Dallas, that used to be the pride. That high school was the pride of America once upon a time. But it's gone down. The enrollment has fallen out, and we got to do everything we can to get that school back to where it once was.
Absolutely, we're working day and night to make that happen.
All righty. Okay, then. I thank you, then. All righty. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Bring me on with line one, Reverend Wright. All righty. Good morning, preacher.
Good morning, Pastor. How you doing this morning?
Fine. I'm doing all right. They calling in money, and they just need some more.
They need you because you deserve like one of the young ladies that called earlier. She made a very valid point. You are the voice of the people, and we need to support you.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that we need to do. We went back. First of all, I had a couple of people call you, and I don't know if they called you yet about what me and you discussed on the and so they're going to call you. But they're going to have a rally next Sunday, Pastor, in front of the Dallas Morning News at 3:00, and it's going to be in reference to the Barnett Knon and getting rid of Mike Miles and VISD.
They're going to have it in front of the Morning News?
In front of the Dallas Morning News, they're saying for some particular reason is that the Dallas Morning News is spitting out all the positive things about Mike Miles and the negative things about people who are trying to get him out of there.
They've always done that. I've been around 6 or 7 years. They've been doing it all the years I've been around. What's new with the Morning News? Hey, let's jump on. And we're going to push it. What time next Sunday?
It's going to be 3:00. I told them that, I
have to get out of church, yeah. Okay, I'll be pushing the rest of this program in next week. Everybody be down at the Morning News, 3 p.m., about the incident with Mike Miles and Trustee Nuttall. We need to be down there and show support. These are the people that we send to represent us. And we don't want some clown coming in here from some little town out of Colorado throwing them out of the building. In fact, these fellas laid hands on one of our women. Brothers, what are you going to have to say about this? What you going to do? Are you going to stand back? I'm challenging our men. What are you going to do? They ain't got no business laying their hands on our women.
That he was wrong, and like I said, he's a board member, and we went yesterday. I'm getting ready to also tell you that we're getting ready to approach our 7th annual Brian Jones Christmas in the Hood. And I need to get with you on that. You come down to the station and
do some programs on this because I know what this thing do. I know little children were running up there with their eyes wide open getting toys that you were giving them and different things like that. And a lot of those kids wasn't going to get anything. And you go all out of the way. This is very nice. I think the sheriff of Dallas County.
Dallas County Sheriff Department.
Yes.
Partner with us as well as Walmart.
Walmart.
On Monday, Pastor, we're having a press conference at 12 noon at the Justice Seeker's office in reference to along with the Kelly Alert organization, in reference to we got to teach our people to stop killing each other. On yesterday, Mother Campbell, who's 82 years old, was found dead in our home, and supposedly her nephew killed her. And we can't sit back silently when we killing each other unnecessarily. Yeah. So we're going to put on they're still looking for him, and we're asking the community to reach out. Whoever knows where he is, they need to turn him in because we can't allow this. This is an 82-year-old woman, a mother of the church, and truly,
Yeah.
From my understanding.
And they tell me she helped support this rascal.
And so,
And he took her life.
And she, several times from what we've been told, he's tried to pull stunts with her. And he took her life, is what they're saying. They found the vehicle over in Woodland City on yesterday, and they went through the community looking to see if they could find him. But we can't sit back silently because it could have been your grandmother, your auntie, you know, and we don't say a word, but when we get a little, somebody else come and shoot us, we want to complain. Yeah. But we also need to get, and we're asking all the ministers to be a part of it, Pastor.
Right.
All of these preachers who wants to be seen, this is when you need to be seen. There was an 82-year-old woman of God who was murdered, and we need to stand up and be a voice.
All right. You're right, preacher. I tell you what time is the meeting on Saturday? Monday.
It's going to be 12 noon at Justice at our office at 9424 Military Parkway.
Yeah, be at the
office. And of course, I know you can be there because we want our speakers to represent us. But this has to stop, and we have started home first. When we start respecting each other at home, we can demand it from everybody else.
That's right. And that's the reason a lot of times we get misused. They say they laughing. They don't care nothing about themselves. Why should we?
They don't care about themselves. This is just sad, Pastor. So we're asking the pastors that are available. We need to stand there and be a voice and save our community. We can't depend on politicians. It's got to be us men of God.
All right. Okay, then. We'll see you Monday morning. All right. All right. Let's go to line 4 and get Greg Bobby in. All righty. Our job line is coming. Greg, you there? Is Greg there on 4? Maybe Greg dropped. All right. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Reggie. All righty. Good morning, Reggie.
Yes. Good morning, Dr. Barnett.
How are you this morning?
Had a long week, and yesterday was my birthday, but I did take
happy birthday! Yours is what was yesterday? November 7th?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, mine was Monday, so we both November.
Hey, I didn't know we had that in common. But we had went down to Austin. It was me and some TIFA members went down. They have a rally at the steps of the Capitol. And the one message I wanted to put out, in reflection, everybody was talking about the election and why did Craig Watkins lose? And I said, quite simply, the moral of the story is that when our politicians go into office with these bright ideas, and then they turn around, and then it turns into all about them, and then they start turning on the same people that put them in office. That's the result. We are the bosses of these politicians, and we have to put that message out to everyone that when you fail your public, how do you expect to hold your job?
Well, now, there were those who really thought Craig was a fantastic DA. With those exonerations he had done, I think he'd done, about 36 and different things. But there were those who knew that Craig had prosecuted more African-American males than any other DA in the history of Dallas County.
Yes.
Susan Hawk exploited that part. She exploited that. She raised the question. See, she was down there she used to work for Craig. And she exploited the things that the situations could have been handled a lot different rather than sending them to the penitentiary, that she was going to work on rehabilitation. And, she will be come January 1st, she'll be our new DA. We will see how this whole thing will work out. But Craig, again, I'm telling y'all what happened. He ran a down campaign. He had some people that was working his campaign didn't know what they were doing. He really did. Your candidate for governor, she ran a down campaign. She ran commercials in the community that did not appeal to the black middle class. and they didn't get fired up behind her. They were willing. Most blacks are very conservative. Most blacks you talk to are not pro-life, what we call pro-life. They are for life, but they're not abortionists. No, they're not. They don't. But they were going to vote for her anyway. But she didn't run after that middle class. You have a large black middle class. Everybody in our community is not unemployed. Everybody in our community didn't grow up and didn't have all the problems in the world. We all have problems because we gonna have problems. All people have problems. But appeal to the voter. Appeal to the older voter. And I knew that the whole time when I first heard the commercials, I knew she wasn't going to win. It was going to be terrible because what Greg Abbott was doing was running to his base. And to our black community, she did not send out enough appealing ads. I tell you what, I'm up against a short break, and I'll be back. You can call me at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Need your tax-deductible pledges coming in. Need them coming in. Call us 972-647-1893. We'll be right back. All right, we're back for hour number 2 of Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. All right, we have Joe here producing, another young man, and we just thank God for all of you listening. Thank you. No pledge is too great. No pledge is too small. We need your pledges. 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. All right, 972-647-1893. All right, let me thank Miss Dora Jones for her tax-deductible pledge. Thank you, ma'am. Miss Kimberly Jackson for her tax-deductible pledge. We thank you. Mary Kervin for your tax-deductible pledge. We thank you. Casey Thomas, thank you, Casey, for your tax-deductible pledge. Malcolm Robertson, wow. That's a nice one here. For your tax-deductible pledge, thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Miss Barbara Cooper, thank you, ma'am, for your tax-deductible pledge. Rufus Johnson, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your tax-deductible pledge. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd Bryan. Thank you, sir, for your tax-deductible pledge. Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Marcus Smith, for your tax-deductible pledge. And I want to thank all of you, and we need some more coming in. But I want to thank all of you from last week that volunteered your vehicles to get people to the polls. Thank you. Thank you for calling this radio station and letting giving us a chance to tell the people how they could get a ride to the polls. And I thank you. I thank you for doing that, y'all. I have the best audience in the world. I have the best audience. I listen to local shows and national shows. My audience, I have the most intelligent audience. I have a very, very intelligent audience and a good audience. And thank you, a very supportive audience. So please give us a call, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. That's the number to call. We're talking about things that are going on. And we still cannot forget that there will be a march, rally down at the Dallas Morning News next Sunday at 3 p.m. Everybody should be down there in support of Miss Bernadette Nuttall. They're saying that the Morning News, which is true, writes nothing but positive things about Mike Miles. And when I tell you about some of the other things that are going on, and they are showing their bias against Miss Nuttall. And Miss Nuttall, think about it, people. Here's a woman that was elected by these people to go in. This is her job, to see what's going on. Let them know what's going on in their community. The school is in their community. She's elected to let the people know. How can she know if she's been thrown out? How can she tell the people when the general superintendent, her employee, is having her thrown out of the school? How can we? How can we? There needs to be somebody standing up. Somebody need to stand up. Somebody need to stand up for what's right. This, I guess, could happen to any of them. I guess, well, they ain't gonna do the white ones like that, but they will do the African Americans. I guess I'd like to see them. Lou, you might be lifted up off your feet and thrown out. I don't know. Now, Miss Foreman, I think they would have more of a fight trying to throw Joyce out, but it's ridiculous. I'll be honest about it. It's ridiculous. When I heard this, it was so stupid I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't even believe it happened when I was told this. They showed it to me on TV and showed me on a monitor. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. This man is actually going to throw this lady out, and she's been voted to represent that area, and she's one of those who, I'm sure she's one of those voted to make him the superintendent of Dallas Public Schools, and he's going to have her tossed out of the building? Come on, he didn't want her there? Hello? He doesn't pay for that building. You pay his salary. You, the taxpayers, pay his salary, and you voted for this lady, and you were going to vote? The person you voted to represent you is being tossed out and told she can't do her job, and you're going to sit by silently? We can't do this. This is utterly ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We can't do stuff like this. 972-647-1893. Need some tax deductible pledges coming in. I need some pledges coming in. I need some pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Need your pledges coming in. 972-647-1893. I hate to sit here and not take your calls, but we have got to raise money. We got to raise money. We got to raise money. 972-647-1893. That is the number to call. Many of you say, well, I don't have it right now. Well, you got 3 months to pay the pledge. You have 3 months. You have 3 months. 3 months puts you past Christmas. That puts you over in January. What is it? What is this? November? December? January? It puts you all just about into February almost to pay the pledge. So you can make a pledge and make a pledge that it doesn't have to be astronomical. Make one that you can pay. Make one that you can pay now. And it doesn't have to be something astronomical. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. And if you enjoy the program, if you like to get up early on Saturday mornings just to get mad listening to me, call in. If I make you mad, well, at least I wake you up on Saturday mornings. Come on. Y'all, get up. 972-647-1893. Get that phone. Call that pledge in. Don't call in an amount you can't pay. Call in something that you can pay. Mr. Malcolm Robinson, thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice, all the pledges are nice. Ooh, all of these are nice. But his was, $250. I got several $100 pledges, but I need some more. I have a large amount of money I have to raise. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. We'd like to welcome to Dallas the King Hiram Tyree Grand Lodge and of the Freemasonry, also Queen Australia Grand Chapter. Queen Australia, welcome them here. They're having their winter fall soiree for all the holidays and different things. They're here in Dallas, and it's going to be out at the Hilton Garden Inn there in Duncanville. They're in town, and we'd like to say good morning to them, Deandra and Eric Prince. Good morning to them and all of the people that are in town for this. They'll be at the Hilton Garden Inn at 7 o'clock tonight. They're having a big affair, and God bless them. God bless them. God bless them. They're doing a phenomenal job. Young people, these are youngsters. I mean, these are youngsters, and but they have a lot of followers and different things. Excuse me, in Freemasonry, and many of you don't understand Freemasonry, and would rather say you have nothing to do with it. If you only knew African American people, you started Freemasonry. Started in Egypt. Go back and get the history of it. I can explain it all to you. You would want to be a Mason or an Eastern Star. You would want to be that. So you say, oh, no, that's good. No, people who tell you that don't know what they're talking about. They don't. They've never been a part of it, and they probably heard somebody from some poor conservative background who were not a part of Masonry. Go back 50 years, everybody that was anybody in the black community was, the ladies were Eastern Stars and the men were Masons. It was a wonderful organization. They did a lot to help elevate our people, even in civil rights and different things. Many of the people that you saw that were there with Dr. King. Dr. King was a Mason. All of those, they worked together with Dr. King. They worked together behind the scenes because they didn't go around telling everybody every move. And he got a lot of help. He got a lot of finance and different things from Masonic chapters. The Masons in Dallas. Thank God for those Masons that built all these apartments and stuff. You see, first place group of people that gave black people a place to live. All couldn't live in the housing project. The Masons, the black Masons, built apartments all over Dallas. Some of them are still standing until this day. I'm going back in the 50s and 60s. We thank God for the Masonic people who totally misunderstood in our community. People, they perish because of the lack of knowledge. And by not knowing things like the Freemasons, we don't join and we don't be a part of it because we don't know any better. All righty, bring me on line 4. Bring me on unknown on line 4. All righty. Good morning. You're on Knon.
Good morning, Pastor Barnett.
Good morning.
I made a pledge. It wasn't a whole lot. And
every little bit helps.
For this pledge-a-thon, I have to go as the Lord lead me in my finance. But I want to say that what's the name that he put out of the meeting?
Miss Bernadette Nuttall?
Yes. She has the right to complain. He should have. I thought that you're supposed to notify an employee, notify a person when you're going to fire him or terminate him. And that was disrespectful to her. And
well, she can't fire. He can't fire her.
Well, he was
but if she get enough board members, they can fire him.
Well, all of them was out of line, the board members and him. She had a right to be there just like the rest of them. Nobody gave her termination letter. Well, and that's a form of disrespect.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, the thing about it, she's a trustee. When the people voted her in, they voted her in. They put the trust of the district and that school, that area, in her hands.
Right.
She's supposed to know what's going on.
Right.
She does not. She set policy. She does not day to day, run the school. But to throw her out, and she's there to inquire what's going on. That's her job.
She didn't even give her a reason why not to show up.
Yeah. So, no, that was pure arrogance. If you want to know the truth.
Pride comes before destruction and a hearty fall.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it, he did it because he feel like he got enough backup on that board to mistreat certain people in certain districts.
Right. Right.
And we need to let him know that we're not going to take it out here in the southern sector.
Right. We've been here too long. Some of us was born here. And if you wasn't born here, it's still a matter of respecting and doing the right thing. Right going to win every time, but you know opposition will come. And God bless it. What did Martin Luther King say? We shall overcome and keep hope alive.
All right.
Bless you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. 972-647-1893. That's to send me some pledges, please. And that is to get me on the line. Let's go to line 1 and say good morning to Michael. All righty. Good morning, Michael.
Yes, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Fine. How are you?
I think I'll be all right. I just got a couple of comments. You know, when the Democrats had the full House and the Congress and a Democratic president, they fought each other and didn't get nothing done. So you can't blame it on no one else but the Democrats.
Well, you know what? And you're right, Michael. But you have to understand, a lot of the Democrats that were there philosophically were not Democrats philosophically. They just switched over to win that particular election 2 years prior to that. Philosophically, they were conservative Republicans, but they couldn't win under the Republican banner because Bush had messed things up so bad. They ran as Democrats. So, but you are right. When he first went in, he had a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate, and they should have gotten a whole lot of things. They wouldn't even pass a budget. That's utterly ridiculous, but you have to understand what he had to work with. Philosophically, we're not what we call true Democrats.
Okay, one other statement. I wish they leave the people in Iraq and Iran, Middle East, leave them alone because they got to determine who they want to run their oil fields. Bush messed it up when he went over there and killed Saddam.
You're right.
For no reason, just kill a man. Let his own people kill him if they want him gone.
Yeah. Michael, you own it this morning. You own it this morning. You are so right. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye-bye. All right, bye-bye. He's on it. Bush got us into this mess, this quagmire. For some strange reason, most people are blaming President Obama. This is a quagmire that's been going on for thousands of years. And y'all expect President Obama to get us out in 6 months. No way. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. I'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And we thank you. We thank you. Miss Kimberly Jackson is coming by the studio and bringing her pledge in. Good morning, Miss Jackson. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. We are so thankful to you and all of those wonderful people that are making pledges. And we thank God for you. And we certainly thank you because you're showing up at the door.
Yes, sir. I didn't want to just talk about it. I wanted to be about it.
All right. And you are proving that you are about it.
All righty then. I'm definitely about it when it comes to the community. I've called into your show. I've called into a couple of the shows on the station. So I just wanted to make sure that I do my part. I did my part with helping to vote, so I'm going to do my part to help keep the station going.
Good. We are the voice of the people. And whatever the people want to talk about and whatever's on their minds, whatever that's happening, we're going to report it, and we will get out in the streets and help fight. So we got a lot of things going, and we certainly appreciate you coming by.
Well, you are certainly welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. All right. Let me thank some others. Michael with Maintenance International. I thought that's what it was, but that didn't sound like a name. Michael with Maintenance International, thank you for your tax-deductible pledge. Miss Sharon Williams, thank you, ma'am, for your tax-deductible pledge. All righty. Thank you, Miss Mary Gooch, for your tax-deductible pledge. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Lisa Lloyd, for your tax-deductible. Oh, my God. Oh, y'all should have put that up. Wow. I done messed up. I messed up. Well, let me leave it alone. Eddie again. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie Gilliam. Thank you for your tax-deductible pledge. Also, somebody named Unknown. They made their tax-deductible pledge, and you can make your pledges. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Do you live in this area?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I live in the Fair Park area.
Oh, okay. All right. All the way from sunny South Dallas, huh?
Yes, and I am from Oak Cliff.
You grew up in Oak Cliff?
I grew up in Oak Cliff, graduated from South Oak Cliff.
Sock.
And as a matter of fact, I heard you mention earlier that there have been times when some of the black high schools might have scored higher on tests than some of the other high schools.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go that far back, or maybe time has escaped me, but when I was still in school, probably around 1986 when I was a junior, we took some new standardized test that had just come out at the time, and I was at South Oak Cliff, and we scored higher than everyone else in the district, and they actually made us retake the test.
Yes, I remember. They just couldn't believe that this black school beat all those W.T. Whites, Thomas Jeffersons, and all. I remember it now. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, that you brought that back to my remembrance.
Yes, I was in that class of students that scored high, so I'm very proud of that.
Well, I am so glad. Now we have a school board trustee on the line right now. That Sock was that's Lou Blackman School, but she represents the high schools in that district. Is Kimball and Carter and everything. Bring on line 4 and let's say good morning to Miss Joyce Foreman. Good morning, Joyce.
Good morning, Pastor Barnett. How are you?
Fine, Trustee Foreman.
Thank you.
You all right?
I'm blessed.
They haven't thrown you out of any buildings, have they?
Well, if they threw me out, it would be kind of hard to deal with.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What's going on down there? What is being discussed behind these closed doors? Why is it, have the general public had an opportunity to really let Mr. Miles know how they feel about him?
I think more people should be speaking out. As an African-American female and an elected official, I'm truly disappointed in the situation. And I have made it known publicly and privately that I am in total support of Trustee Nuttall and her right to be within the school.
Right.
I am firmly against having her hauled out of the school by DISD police. That's no secret. And I say that to them behind closed doors, and I say it to the public because there's absolutely no reason that should have happened. My expectations of the superintendent is for him to be a professional. And if he did not want Trustee Nuttall in his meeting, I can understand that. But why not go ahead and have your meeting and leave Trustee Nuttall in the building to do whatever she was doing? That is just unacceptable.
She was not trying to wreck his meeting.
Was not in his meeting. He told her that he didn't want her in his meeting, so she was not in his meeting. Actually, she, as you can see on the video, she was in the foyer.
Right.
When
on the bottom floor.
On the bottom floor when the incident took place, and you can also see that she wasn't out of line. She didn't appear that she was screaming and hollering and ranting and raving or anything. And what I can't understand is how can a trustee trespass on the property that's been entrusted to them?
Well, you all are supposed to be guardians of that property. We vote and elect y'all to oversee and take care of that for us because now staff has their job. But y'all are the trustees y'all are the guardians over the property. Now, how can you be thrown out? It don't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And, again, we are trying to get to the bottom of it. I have my own personal feeling because I've talked to Trustee Nuttall. I've talked to the superintendent. I've listened But the last move that we made at the call board meeting was to get an opinion actually from the TEA in regards to the rights of a trustee and a superintendent. And I don't believe that the TEA is going to say that a superintendent has the unilateral right to be able to throw a trustee out of a building, because if they say that, then that means all the superintendents in the state of Texas have a lot more power than they knew.
Well, we don't need a board of trustees. If a superintendent has that kind of power,
that's right,
to rule everything, why do we have a board of trustees?
That is correct.
Right. It makes no sense. I can't see them, even as conservative as they can be. Right. I don't see them making a decision like that, saying that a superintendent has that kind of power to evict somebody that the people elected to oversee that particular. She was in her district.
Right.
Dade is one of her schools.
Right.
She had every right in the world to be there.
But not only is Dade one of her schools, Dade is a school that was in trouble.
Right.
I mean, when you remove the principal, the assistant principal, and 10 teachers 6 weeks into the year, that's trouble.
Right.
And so
how old was the school year? About a month?
It was, yes. I think it was 6 weeks into the school year. 6
weeks into the school year. So if another principal is there, do you think that's really enough time to give him to get things turned? If things are real bad there, is that enough time? Can he turn a school around that size? That's a big school. Around in 6 weeks?
My issue is that the superintendent got rid of the gentleman that he picked and put there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was. This is the current principal is the fourth principal. So this principal was the third principal in 2 years.
Right.
And why wasn't that principal given all of the resources that the new principal got?
Oh.
Is what is troubling me, because if he had been given more resources, and I understand that he had been asking for more resources, but was denied. And then when all this came up, you get a new principal, but you give all these additional resources to this principal. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And clearly, I knew, some other people did not know. But when Dade was open, there was going to be an issue when you closed Pearl C. Anderson down and merged those two schools.
Well, look, are they crazy? Look, you've got kids that have been at odds with each other
and
for years, grew up at odds, and you take them and mesh them all together in one school overnight. Now one school in South Dallas where they've always had two. When Dave was there on Malcolm X and quite an after Pearl C down there in on 2nd Avenue, which I can go back and remember when they built it. It shouldn't have never been built there because what was that? Texas Meatpacking down there that was
right across the street.
You were stinking up the school there every day. They complained about Texas, but that meatpacking plant was there before they built that school.
That is correct.
I remember that. So, DISD have been atrocious toward certain areas for so long. But it's something else I wanted to speak to you about.
Yes, sir.
I'm on fire too with you. I've gotten word that it's your design. It was always mine too. Hulsey need to be reopened.
Oh, absolutely. Hulsey should have never been closed.
Never. What genius thought of that?
I cannot imagine a genius ever thinking of something so crazy, because at the time Hulsey was closed, it had over 500 students.
Right.
And all that would do is would crowd out our additional school.
Right. Well, see, that was Hulsey Atwell was a feeder pattern for Carter. But most of all of our Atwell's kids didn't go to Carter because many went to Kimball, many went to various schools all over the city because it's an academy.
Exactly.
It's not just a regular comprehensive middle school. So really, Carter has no feeder school per se, direct strong feeder school anymore.
That's correct.
That's why the enrollment is down. So we got to do something to rebuild Carter.
Well, actually, the enrollment is up this year.
It went back up.
Yes, it has over 900 students, and we're really excited.
But can you imagine when we used to enjoy 2,200 kids there at Carter?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The kingpins of everything, academics, athletics, you name it, Carter was the top of the line nationwide. But all of that has been destroyed.
Well, I'm working hard to try to reopen Holsey next year.
Okay.
It is the superintendent's desire to open it next year or the following year.
No, it needs to open next year. We don't need to waste
my vision is for next year.
Right.
And so I believe either on December the 6th or 7th is a Saturday, we'll have our second meeting in regards to looking at career pathways for Carter and Kimball and the reopening of Holsey.
Okay, now, my email address is Marion C. Barnett at yahoo.com.
I heard Reverend Barnett.
You've been emailing Junior, not me.
Okay.
All righty. C. Put C in there.
C. Barnett.
At yahoo.com.
I will make sure that you get that information, and it'll be on a Saturday morning, so we'll have time to be able to discuss a lot of things, because I'm wanting the junior high schools to have an alignment with the high schools in terms of career pathway.
Definitely. This is the way you get these children get a good education because they are studying basically the same type of curriculum and program from middle school on through high school.
And we're gonna get to the elementary schools too as we go up the line. But I felt the need to start with the junior highs, T.W. Brown, Van Holmes, and Holsey and Carter and Kimball.
Okay.
To make sure we get their alignment correct.
Good.
Because I was just shocked when I found out that Carter only had 2 career pathways.
Right. Well, it came up in the meeting in the Futures Facility Committee. They were down to 1.
Well, Linda Johnson says they have 2.
Well,
but that is just
that's either one. Either number is ridiculous.
It doesn't matter. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I'm working really hard and would love to see you there at the meeting. But what I'm really trying to do is to get Carter open next year. Holsey open next year, so it will not be a part of the bond program.
Good.
So
very much so.
Aside, so we can work on some other things.
Okay, great. And make sure that morning you call me on that so we can remind people to come down to our Carter that Saturday morning.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for your service on the facilities task force.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the point. All right. 972-647-1893. Do we have time for another call? All right. Bring me. Well, we can get the job line. We got 3 minutes. Let's get the job line in. He's on 2. All right. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine. The late blues singer, Muddy Waters, say we got some hard days ahead.
Yeah, we got some difficult days ahead, but we can overcome them.
The Bible speaks to this, but I think the electorate's nonchalant attitude and inactivity have increased the intensity of the difficulty.
Well, sometimes you have to back us up against the wall before we'll come out fighting.
Right. I understand that, but they don't just want to back you up against the wall. They want to nail you to it.
No, and they will nail your hide to the wall.
They want to nail you to it. But There is. We do serve a God that is still in control and still sits on the throne that sits high and looks low. So
That's
that
right.
is the good news.
Yes, but he tells us, well, faith without works is dead.
It's dead.
So we need to get some works going on. And,
He gives us the activities of our limbs and 5 good senses.
That's
and
right.
He expects us to do as much with that as we can do, and all beyond that, he'll take care of.
Yeah, I tell you what, Greg, let's take a break and bring it. Hang on, we're gonna bring you after the break, so you can everybody get your pen and paper out. The job line is on. Get your pen and paper out, and as soon as we get through with this break, we're coming back to Mr. Greg Barber. We'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. We're still taking pledges at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Right now, got your pen and paper out? Let's go with Mr. Greg Barber. He said there are some jobs out there today. Is that right, Greg?
Yes, Brother Barnett, on our job line this morning, ASAT job line brought to you every Saturday morning during Church Information and Open Forum here on Knon 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have Marion Transport. It's looking for customer service representatives that you to apply online at www.martin.com. Once again, that's Marion Transport. It's looking for customer service representatives that asking you to apply online at www.martin.com. Habus Insurance is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you, the number for inquiry is 972-812-0786. Once again, that's Habus Insurance is looking for customer service representatives. The number for inquiry is 972-812-0786. Interstate Threaded Products is looking for warehouse order selectors, warehouse representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.interstatethreadedproducts.com. Spelled just like it sounds. That's www.interstate, INTERSTATE, threaded, THREADED, products, PRODUCTS.com. Romco Equipment is looking for warehouse associates. Asking you to fax your resume to 214-819-4132. Once again, that's Romco, ROMCO, is looking for warehouse associates. They're asking you to fax your resume to 214-819-4132. Priority Buy and Cable is looking for warehouse representative. They're asking you to apply online at www.PriorityWire. That's PRIORITYWIRE.com. Once again, Priority Wire is looking for a warehouse representative. They ask you to apply online at www.PriorityWire.com. If you are a child-loving patient, an energetic individual, and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving patient, an energetic individual, and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make the transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-334-2722. Once again, if you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance for your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make that transition back into mainstream society and needs assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information and open forum and follow through with it. Today is a great day to make a pledge to church information and open forum and follow through with it. The late, great Bob Marley said, get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
Thank you, Greg. Great job as always, Mr. Greg Barber. Barber. Thank you. Great job with our Solution in Action Today job line. I'd like to thank Tony Morris for your tax-deductible pledge. And Trustee George Foreman, thank you for your tax-deductible pledge. Thank you. Thank all of you. Thank you. And we'll take more. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to, where are we? Line 3, let's say good morning to Linda. All righty? Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett. How are you this morning?
Fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk on a couple of topics. On the, with Mike Miles and Miss Nuttall, he had no business having her put out of the building. And I don't know what to say about him. Just look at him. He looks devious. When he cracks that little smile, it's just a little devious smile. And on the Eastern Star, my mother was an Eastern Star. I remember when we were children, she would go to her different meetings, and I haven't heard anything about that organization in years.
Oh, they are big in Houston.
Are they?
And they are building chapters here in Dallas.
Oh,
they
okay.
Building,
Well, I'm going to have to check into that.
Yes, check into it. My email, I can give you some information. Marion C. Barnett at yahoo.com. I have some information on the Freemasons and Eastern Stars. And they're real big. And they're doing a lot of things, and a lot of people don't realize. It started in Egypt, the building of the pyramids in Sphinx. They lie about a lot of things, about they don't know who built this and that. They were built by our people. And until this day, they cannot figure out how in the world they did that. So it's phenomenal things that have happened, and we need to look into things. And some we even criticize don't really know. They don't have any understanding of really what's going on. So email me now. I'll let you know. Anybody who wants to know, you got my email address, MarionCBarnett at yahoo.com. I'm going to get me a web page and start posting a lot of stuff on that page in order to inform y'all about a lot of things that are going on.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay, then.
Okay, love your show and love you, and tell your beautiful wife I said hello.
All right, thank you. All right, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Let's go with Tony on line 1. All righty. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Rev. How you doing?
Fine. How are you this morning?
All right. I want to hit two of these subjects. First, this DISD situation. That school is basically Mike Miles' project. Everybody from Teach for America, everybody there was his baby. And when he found out that it was terrible, and, because he wanted to replicate that system around the whole system, he wanted to clean it up before anybody found out about it. And he made a bigger issue by doing what he did.
You said that was his project? What, you talking about Dade? How did that become his project?
Because if you look at most of the teachers that were there for Teach for America, everybody didn't have, there's probably very few people who had 10 years experience there. And, it was kind of good.
Oh, this is when he was pulling a lot of teachers and finding a lot of teachers and re-educating them to his mode of thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. See, you're right about that situation. And basically, this project backfired on him.
Exactly. And so,
and he's trying to hide it. You're right. Mm-hmm.
And so there's some guys, some guy from the Chamber of Commerce and some guy named Todd or Ted Williams was called.
Mm-hmm.
He was called by one of the Teach for America teachers because they wanted to kick one of these students out. And, public school, you got to keep all kids. But anyway, so now balance control this. And what it is this: if this is my baby project, I can't blame anybody else. I can't be the whole. This is my baby.
Mm-hmm.
I need it to be cleaned up because I'm trying to get this in the whole system.
Well, why is there a philosophy with him? If African Americans are running it, I got to get rid of all of them and bring in other ethnic groups. This is the way he's been doing. This has been his pattern of doing things.
Well, Reverend, when you look at the Bro Foundation, the Walton Foundation, which was the Sam Walton Foundation,
right,
and the Gates, all these people, these rich billionaires, are basically putting policy into public schools. They want that charter school. Now they want that public school money in their hands. Right. And so what it is they develop these people who don't have public school experience, and they tell you, well, we need some outsiders to run the district.
Well, you have that $1.3 billion annual budget, but we're fixing you're going to be seeing another bond package come before you're going to be at least about $1.6 billion, and they want all of that money to control themselves. This is what it's all about.
My last point, because I'll leave with this, finish with this, is that when your president of your school board works for somebody who Mike Miles hired,
right,
and on his application he said the reason why he took the job was because his boss told him to take the job in the ISD.
Right.
So to me, your president of your board is basically the hen and the fox in the hen house.
Well, he's there to oversee. Like you said, when you work for somebody, you got to go do what they say do, because there are other people that have a vested interest in that budget and in those bonds. And that's what's going on with the Dallas Independent School District.
Thank you, sir.
It's a multi-billion-dollar cow, a cash cow. That's all. That's what they use it for. As far as for caring about the children, nah, they could care less about the children. But that multi-billion-dollar cash cow is what they're really interested in. All right. Thank you, sir. 972-647-1893. We definitely could use just a few more pledges. We could use a few more. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Light the lines at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. There you go. Light those lines up. Light them up. Come on. We need those pledges. We need them. 972-647-1893. We need the lines lighted. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Ike. All righty. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett. How you doing?
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing great. I'm enjoying your show, and I hope you get the quota, because people do need to support your program. Because
thank you for your pledges, man. You really a pillar here on this program. Mm-hmm.
Well, your show is an educational program. We debate, we disagree, but we all get information. That's what's so important.
That's right.
I just wanted to make a statement. I heard so many people calling in, and especially a couple of good statements to educate people was talking about Craig Watkins losing against Susan Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think what we're going to have to look at is the aftermath of this, because now our black leaders that we have called ourselves deemed as leaders, or they deem themselves as leaders, you're going to watch the trend now where they're going to start standing back up fighting for what's right. We had so many people that call themselves leaders in this city. Just because we had a black district attorney, they didn't support the public, the people that were really being hurt, through the criminal justice system, because of Craig Watkins was in there. I'm not saying Craig was doing wrong, but our own leaders, people you go to, you try to talk, they were just mum-mouthed about it. Wouldn't say anything about a lot. We seen.
They didn't want to be identified as fighting against the sitting DA, who was an African American.
That's what it was. Now you watch his own pastor. Now he's gonna start being an activist again, But we got to watch who we follow and become our own leaders and put our own agendas out there for the people, not for some politician or some known preacher that's trying to be renowned, in the United States, but. Because now you're going to see a change. Because what these people going to do is, it was the Democrats. People don't want to buy into that. It was the Democrats that crossed lines to show Craig that they wouldn't go re-elect him. His own people.
Well, you remember when he ran Heath Harris against Darlene Ewing?
Darlene Ewing.
That created some bad blood there. And See, but when you look at it, there were several precincts where blacks didn't vote heavily for Craig.
That's right.
Black precincts
you got some black judges as well, or white judges lost the election that were good seasoned judges. They lost their seat behind some of them prosecutors that he ran against them. And he got some bad ones in there, because I know one of them that's bad that I didn't vote for. I voted for all the Democrats except for Brendan Birmingham, because I seen him in action in the courtroom.
Right.
I heard his racist remarks he made in the courtroom. I even voted for Craig. But, you know, if black people will now stand up and fight for what's right again. But now we said Brandon Birmingham, and I hate to just put his name out there like that, but I don't mind, because I seen and I heard the racist remarks that was made in the courtroom when my son was there. They was calling these kids hyenas, buzzards, vultures, and everything else. I couldn't get nobody to do anything about it.
Well, people don't believe that type of stuff go on down there in those courthouses, but they do. They really are degrading, and you would be shocked to know that people that are professionals, are supposed to be professionals, and have law degrees and different things, that they would carry on like that. But these things are happening in Dallas. And not only Dallas, all across the nation. So we're going to have to make sure that we hold Susan Hawk feet to the fire. And she says she's going to continue the exoneration program. She's going to bring out programs that are supposedly for rehabilitation rather than just incarceration. So there are a lot of things going on that she needs. We should hold our feet to the fire, because she got, for a woman, a white woman, running as a Republican, running against a black man as a Democrat who had probably the most well-known DA in America for his exonerations. He will, for blacks to vote against him and give her the vote. There are some things that blacks should demand from her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to let you get somebody else on, because I know you don't have but a little time.
No, it's just about time to go. We got to get out of here. And again, we'd like to thank this young lady. Again, tell everybody who you are.
I am Kimberly Jackson, and I'm from Dallas, and I just wanted to make a contribution and actually pay my pledge.
All right. And she paid her pledge. She brought it down. And we thank you, Ms. Jackson, for coming in and being a part of the program. All right. Coming up next is Workers Beat, and stay tuned to all the good programming right here on Knon. I'm Marion, Barnett, your host. Joe, thank you. And other young man, what's his name? Thumb. Josh. Okay. He held his thumb up. I didn't know. Anyway, we got to get out of here. We got to run. And you stay tuned. And may the Lord bless you and keep you here. You're welcome to come to Heavenly George Church, where our pastor. We're located at Bruton and Masters. And service again at 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. So come on and be a part of it. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.